Hi, Dennis here again. We're in our second session, and last time, you know, we worked on forward motion and getting this horse going forward under pressure, and then walking at our suggestion, trotting and cantering. Today, we're going to work on gaining more control over the body parts. And this one right here, I'm gonna work just on the pole, this area right here, and I'm gonna have the ability to move this horse's head around. You see his attention right now is taking him different places, and his attention is not letting me at this point move his head at my suggestion. Right now I want him to move his head to the left, just the head, there. And when he moved, he felt a complete release. There's to the left, straight, right, straight, left. Let's see if we can get him to tuck his nose a little bit. Watch his eye, watch his attitude change as I manipulate that joint right there in his pole, in his throat latch, back and forth, down. He's pushing on my hand a bit right here. He's not soft. I'm waiting for him to get soft. He's licking like he has given, but he hasn't. There, he softened up. He softened up. Now see, his ears are telling me that his attention's going out there, going out here, around. Even though he's listening to me, his attention is still other places. But this, being able to do this, will give you, if you notice that he got quieter as I moved his head around a little bit, that's why we want that pole joint to be real soft and manipulative on our part, so that we can have a soft kind working attitude. Now the next thing I'm going to do is perhaps soften his neck a bit. I'm going to take his head around this way, and his head around. I don't want his feet moving here. I want him to just stay still and give me his head around this way, and then back around, back around. Now this is one that I want to have the ability to do, but I don't want to have my horses programmed to where as soon as they feel me touch their face, they flop their nose around to your foot. The reason being is because when a horse just flops his nose around like that, he's doing it to avoid listening to you, and it disconnects his brain from his feet. Now there's a place for that, but I prefer to have a little more willing cooperation. In other words, only doing what I want him to do when I want him to do it. So that's the purpose behind this, is just to soften that neck a little bit and get this horse listening to my feel. Now, that feel is very soft and very light, but I do as little as it takes to get the response I want, but I'm ready to stay there with whatever it takes to follow through. So we worked on the pole, we've worked on the neck. Now I'm going to work a little bit on the shoulders, okay? So the shoulders, I want to have the ability, my focus right now is only on shoulder. I want him to go forward, right there. Same maneuver we used in forward motion, but I'm focused on the shoulder. I'm behind it and I'm driving. When he comes around behind me, I'm gonna get in front of the shoulder and he should stop. Okay, I want to have the ability to move that shoulder away from me easily, willingly. And I want to have the ability to bring that shoulder back to me. So we've got away, forward, stop, back, towards me. So I've got all the directions covered in the shoulder. Now I'm going to focus on the hip. Now when I was working on the shoulder, I'm standing here about even with his shoulder, and I'm facing his head. Now I'm going to change my thought process to the hip, to the hindquarter, and I've just turned. I'm in the same position I was. I've just turned the opposite direction. Now I'm facing his hip, and when I step backwards, he should move his hip away from me. And what I'm looking for in this hip movement is I'm watching for softness in those back feet. I want a horse to think. I want a horse to think with their feet. And if I can get that left hind to go forward, laterally, and forward at the same time, what it does, you see, watch that right front in conjunction with the left hind. The left hind goes forward and over, the right front reaches. So what we're doing is we're getting communication to this horse's thought process to his back feet, so that the back feet essentially are going to control the front feet. If I can get everything working behind the saddle on the horse, everything in front of it's going to work. But I've got to have a horse soft behind, yielding quietly and willingly when I want that hip to yield, and then I want to have the ability to send that leg forward. Here's the significance. I remember I said all of the groundwork will carry over to the back when you're riding. When I'm riding this horse, if I apply left leg right here, if I'm on this horse and I apply left leg, I want it to be connected to that left hind foot. And I can move that hip up and over and forward. So that's the purpose behind these body control exercises that we do on the ground.